everybody, welcome back to Forza Horizon 5 with another rally build, Baja build, whatever you want to call it. I think I'm calling it Baja build. Anyway, this is a Formula Drift Datsun 240, aka Gold Leader. I mean, I know it's because of the paint job, but Star Wars. Sorry, Star Wars. That's all I gotta say. Believe it or not, despite being pretty much the top of A-Class, you can actually make this an A-Class car simply by going over to here, taking it off of the fancy tires it has, and putting it on rally tires. And not just any rally tires, the full-on off-road racing tires, the special ones. This might actually be pretty darn good. I'm not gonna lie. It's weird. This is a risky build because, well, we aren't really sure how it's going to fare. There's not much PI. Technically speaking, there's only 9 PI to play with. But, I don't know. I have a feeling this might do better than expected. We do want that. We obviously want better brakes. And we obviously... Ooh. And it's already light. We're going to drop it down to that. Okay. I'm going to put the off-road diff on it. Not the drift diff. That would be bad. We're going to put that on, and then, What can we do? We can do that. Anything else? No. We can put you on. If I put you there... Then I go over to here, I take the drive line. There we go, and then the race gearbox actually gives us, we're going to put it back to 6 speed. And I think that about does it. So what are our stats? I don't think we got like one engine upgrade, so it's not very powerful. 441 horsepower, 368 torque. But again, very light. Not as light as the Renault, but hopefully it's more stable because it's wide, it's thick. 2,460 pounds, all-wheel drive, very low suspension. I just want to make sure it's actually on rally suspension. It is. So yeah, it's not the best ground clearance. It's only an extra inch, but, you know, the Datsun's going to have to deal with it. Okay, our target is the Ford Bronco R Welcome Pack Baja Racer. That did a 232.2. I think this actually stands a pretty good chance of beating it because the Rolly Renault, I completely overshot that. That was only 1.8 seconds off, and well, it rolled over on its run. So I'm not expecting this to roll over. If it does, we might have problems with the track. Oh, that's a bit of understeer. So it should be better. Question is, though, that seemed to have a lot of understeer. I'm hoping that's just, cold tire sort of a thing. I don't know. But I also fear it may just be slow because of that ground clearance. I'm a little concerned about that. Also, the general lack of power might make it difficult to accelerate out of these corners. I'm hoping it can be offset with stupid amounts of grip, which it looks like this has in spades. That's flat out through that corner, which it was decidedly not flat out in either the Welcome Pack Bronco or the Rolly Renault. So it's going to have to get up to the corners, it seems. Because, yeah, top speed is not its forte. I was also a little late on the brakes there. And the gear ratios are really weird. I don't know what it is with this car, but 6th gear tops out at like 130, which isn't a problem per se on this track. I mean, this is really the fastest section right here, where it gets up to 120 depending on the car. But it's weird. It doesn't seem to have very quick gear ratios when it comes to the, I guess, acceleration out. I have to shift it down into first if I actually want any RPMs. But at the same time, I'm way off. At the same time, it doesn't have a high top speed, so normally if it has gear ratios like that, I guess it must be turbo lag. But I don't know if this car has I think it has a turbocharged engine. Very strange, very strange. Also, I'm not really liking it on this run so far. I know it is the first one, I have to get used to it, but I'm not liking the gear ratios. That's been my primary issue. I think it's the gear ratios mixed with that turbocharged engine being a lot laggier than I was anticipating. I mean, look at that. I have to go down into first for that. I can, in the run though, I can easily get into second, and that had a 74 PSI turbocharger. And the only reason I know that is because it's the Turbo Rally engine. The Turbo Rally engine is sort of insane. You have a good corner there, though. This thing does have a stupendous amount of grip. But the acceleration is severely lacking. I thought it would be better just based on the lightweight, but gear ratios and turbo lag and bumps are not good. What was that? I mean, what was that unnecessary wheelie? You had a little bit of a break there, because yeah, it just wheelied. And it wheelied there again. We actually got a 2-wheel skill point. Very strange. Very strange. I mean, not a bad time, but not a great time either. That's 3 seconds off the Renault. Okay. We can probably gain a second and a half just based on having a, more experience with the car. Maybe a second if I'm being more realistic. But 3 seconds off the Renault, which, might I remind you, rolled over on its run. Yes, okay. Very strange vehicle, this one. Very strange, but we are going to give it another attempt. As usual, 3 runs, best of 3, usual shebang for these sort of things. Better turn 1, we are smoother. It doesn't feel very fast, but that can sometimes be a good thing. Often, feeling fast means you're actually going slow, and then vice versa. Brakes are very good. I turned in a little early, but the brakes are very good on this vehicle. And then, again, just chuck it in a little bit. Yeah, we want 3rd gear on there. That's weird, that's only a 4th gear corner. And yet it's not in this because it has no go in below 5,000 RPMs. It feels like a rotary, this one, honestly. It feels like a rotary. There's just no go below 5.5 grand. And I don't understand why. It's like a K-Series engine. Better hairpin, much better hairpin, shifting it really quickly through the gears. We're actually buzzing the limiter in 5th, going down the hill, which is another oddity. I know it's only a 6-speed, but I thought it would be a little more reasonable than this. Top speed is gear limited to just 144. Well, and then again, I was a little over-ambitious after seeing the hairpin performance. I guess that's the uphill braking assist, I guess, just from geography. And it's considerably faster down that section, either way. Just about got that checkpoint by the fender. Oh, don't stall out, come on. That is the advantage of having a wide body, not a Formula Drift car. It feels like a Formula Drift car. It's made by Forsberg Racing, so I would have thought it's a Formula Drift style vehicle, but I'm not really sure on its proper classification. Either way, wide body kit helping us out immensely. We actually got through 2nd gear that time with a little bit of handbrake and throttle. That is good. And again, just blitzing it through these gears. Not the best line through there. The first one was definitely smoother. But then we sort of buzzed the limiter, get around the hairpin, and then immediately shifted into like 5th. I can't get over. This is a very... I'm not allowed to do any tuning to the vehicle. I can't tweak the air, I can't tweak the gearbox, so this is what I am stuck with a gearbox. It's a lot better. It's a lot better. It's only 0.2 of a second off of the Renault, so I think it is definitely possible to beat the Renault. But I fear the Bronco may be just a little bit out of reach. Okay, this is really the last attempt, do or die for the Datsun. Is it gonna get beaten by a Renault that fell over? Will it beat the massive Bronco, or will it fit somewhere in between? We will have to wait until we got 2 seconds to wait though. Ready and go. Blitz it through the gears. This is all about smoothness. Don't make any mistakes. This is definitely a smoothness vehicle. You have to be as smooth and as clean as possible in order to get maximum speed out. We'll try. We're gonna do the old late brake and then chuck in. That was a good line through there. That was the best line we've had this whole section. A little bit of a dab on the brakes just to get it chucked in a little more sideways than I was expecting, but I don't think that actually hurt us all that much. Still flat out pretty much. That's so impressive. I am very impressed by that vehicle. 107 off the jump is good speed. A little bit of a lift just to settle itself, so we shift it down into 4th before shifting it right back up into 5th. Good old short gear ratios. A little bit high on the mountain, but not a very big problem. And then it's all time to get this braking zone spot on. A little bit of a sideways movement. Again, not too big of an issue. It only costs fractions of a tenth, so I'm not overtly concerned. Use that one as a bit of a braking zone. It's a bit early, but it'll work. Use the handbrake a lot to turn that thing in. That is a corner that loves to initiate understeer on several vehicles. They're a little bit janked on the bumps. Negatives of the low suspension, that is for sure. But we were able to overcome it with a little bit of correction. Smoother on there. We didn't stall out with the gears. We kept the RPMs high. Again, with the use of that handbrake. Smoother through there. 4th gear and 5th gear are our friends on this stage. It really likes those, except on the hairpins, where it likes 2nd or 1st. 1st in this case. Just to make sure it doesn't stall out, because it has no power below 6,000, really. I mean, it doesn't have the most power anyway, but below 6,000, it's practically a U-go. I mean, you can see here, it's really struggling. We're only getting up to 84 miles an hour. So, yeah, I'm not sure. It's going to be close. We got 8 seconds to cover this far. Nice and smooth over the jump. It gets bounced anyway. A little bit of a dab on the brakes. There we go. We just about got it. Yeah, 95 across the line. That's 15 slower than the other one. Damn, it did not beat it. A 2:34.3 is going to be as fast as time. It gets beaten by a Renault that rolled over. That is the danger of running a car with that's very high in the PI. Sometimes you just can't get the performance. It had no acceleration. The gearbox wasn't good enough, and it did not have the power. It had the grip in spades, but power was severely lacking. Disappointing. But that will be it for this episode of Forza Horizon 5, and I'll be back with more.